to be with us today. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a few things, but before, as I usually do, I'm going to go through some helps in terms of learning helps. And to me, it's always important to think about, you know, how we can maximize our time during the learning, no matter what is a physical class or a digital class. You know, taking notes is always a good tips, good advantage, because you can review them and get more information retention. You know, you can ask questions, guys. You can ask questions either by chatting or using, actually, I can't see, Jack, the possibility to unmute all the attendees. If you are listening, please give me help. I want to make sure the people, they can.
Okay, now you should be able to.
All right, so guys, you are all unmuted, so you basically can have a conversation with by voice. Okay. Now, so you can use either the chat or literally your microphone, or you can open your microphone, press the space bar in the keyboard, and as long as you keep it pressed, you can talk. Make sure you don't have, you know, distraction close to you, because I mean, this moment we have a lot of technologies which is talking with us. And last but not least is a matter of participation. You know, if participation is raising up the level of either understanding, but also retention and learning. So now, that being said, I just want to, I don't know, I don't remember if you guys were connected last week with the evaluation and assessment tools. Can you give me a shout in the chat, yes or no? Anyone? No? Okay, so basically, I'm gonna very quick just remind you what was the conversation leading to in the last session, which was more related to evaluation and assessment tools, what does it mean one and what does it mean the other one, how to create them. You know, one was more in terms of evaluating the process, the other one is more assess the performance of the individuals, the reason why do it and how to do it. We spoke about the fact that, which was connected even to the previous class, which was, guys, the reason why to do it is because if we don't start to measure ourselves, if we don't start to evaluate our process, if we don't start to assess the individual performance, the growth is a casual growth. It is not a growth that we are basically leading, right? So this was how to the plan, you know, develop an evaluation form, identify performance measures, setting the guidelines for feedback, create a disciplinary and termination procedures, and set evaluation schedule. So basically all the steps that has to be followed potentially to create an evaluation system. We also took inspiration from you know, the project to bring the man on the moon, announced by the president John Fitzgerald Kennedy in 1960, I don't remember, 61, I think. So when you know how it was possible to bring people from the heart to the moon and bringing basically also the people back from there. So the NASA used the system which was called PERT, Program Evaluation and Review Technique, which was basically starting from the moon and coming back instead of as a final product. So basically a reverse mode. We We also talk about let's say the four main macro area, let's say the four macro area in order to create an evaluation, which was knowledge, competencies, skill set, and management, right? These are the four macro area that we can, let's say, use for creating evaluation form or assessment form, right? Now, this was an example that we shared regarding, okay, what are the potential point of to be observed, right? Like, for example, knowledge, competencies, skill set, and management. And today, actually, I want to start to talk about our topic of today, which is equality versus equity. Okay, and to do that, actually, we're going to jump back to a philosopher called Aristotle, which is basically, we go back the 300 before Christ. Basically, Aristotle was explaining the difference between equality and equity. Equality is everyone being treated the same, while equity means that are treated proportional to their need. Those that need more are given more, and those that need less are given less. By this definition, an equal society gives everyone the same prices, services, standing before the law. An equitable society gives more to those which need more and less to those need less. So here, I mean, a big conversation could be open regarding that. However, today we're going to talk about business. So basically, let me say, if we would talk about law, for example, justice, well, we cannot probably think about equity. Probably we need to think about equality. So the law, it's the same for everyone. But in terms of business, we might have a different opinion. Why? Because, for example, if we have a trees of apple or cherry, I don't know if those are apple or cherries. I like both, but cherries I really like the most. So basically, on the left image, you can definitely see that everyone are starting from the same point, but because the weight of each one of these three individuals is different, someone can take the cherry just raising a hand, the other one has to do a jump, and the third one will never reach the cherry. So there is no way it's gonna get the cherry. So right or wrong? Well, this is not up to us to, for sure to decide. We can get a personal opinion. However, when it comes to a model to lead a team, that is something that can be considered. Okay, and I actually want to think about that later. Now, equity. On the right part of the image, you can see the same three people, but this time they have a pod underneath. So this pod is a little bit different in terms of height. So it helps, let's say it allowed to us to reach the cherry with the same effort. Again, is it right? Is it wrong? It's literally up to you to have your own position in that. We might, everyone is different, you can have different thoughts. However, let's think about this. So basically, this is a beautiful baby. Basically, we all came to this world with, I don't know, some, neutrality, right? We don't have thoughts, we don't have any beliefs yet. All of these things are basically a process of learning, a process of inputs that comes from parents, religion, social environment, and so and experience. However, we definitely can say that there is a potential in each one of us, right? What do you think, guys? Could you give me a shout, vocal shout, or uh, or in the chat? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So then, being a person of education. Oh, you can't find your mic. You should have in the low, I don't know, on the top. Sorry, on the top or on the lower part. Oh, you are on your phone. Oh, wow. I'm asking to my colleague if he's still listening, if he can help you on the chat. Jacopo, Jack, se sei lì, poi, okay, how can is there any way to open the mic from on the iPhone, Jack? Okay. And Gigi, you can answer to the chat of my colleague Jacopo, which is the leader of the technology. Okay, so basically, going back to my conversation, it's the fact that, I'm a person of education. And I mean, basically, I'm the result of the education. That's probably the reason why I became, let's say, a teacher, because I've been so lucky. When I learned, I got the feeling that somebody was literally providing me help, opening new doors, new way of thinking, new vision. And so I got so much passionate in teaching that it became basically my first job. I sold my business. I owned salons before for around 20 years. I sold them because even though they were quite profitable business, but I sold that because the teaching became my life mission. And so I definitely think that we are coming in the world with a potential, with huge potential. And my belief is that we can, no matter what is where we are at in the age of our growth, we always have opportunity to change something. So basically, if we are, no matter what, if we are now a stylist behind the chair, a boot renter, or a owner, we can learn how to deal with the people. We can learn how to increase our knowledge and potentially, work in a more motivational environment. So, talking about equity or equality, again, is that we need to, before getting there in terms of incentive, creating incentive programs, which I'm going to provide you a few examples today. It's important to understand that as I was saying, I don't know what is your actual type of employment. Are you leader? Are you employed? Are you a boot renter? So I really don't know.
I work at I'm in the Bahamas, and
okay.
I finished my TTT training with Davines for color,
Nice.
but we don't have a distributor down here, so I can't teach. Well, I could teach, but I can't teach with Davines yet.
Okay.
So I work at a salon. I'm not booth rent. I work on commission, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of like it's my best friend's salon and she doesn't work there. So I kind of help her kind of manage it in a way, in a sense, but only for right now. That's not really what I'm trying to get into, but I'm just trying to, at the moment, just get as much on this downtime, just try to have access to as much knowledge as I could possibly get while teachers like yourself are providing that. So.
Wonderful. Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. You are actually in a beautiful place, Bahamas. It's one of the place I wish to get one day. So
yes, thank you. It's like, yeah, I'm friends with Dax Anderson, so he calls me. He says the educator in the Bahamas because I am the only one.
Oh wow! Fantastic. Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, welcome. Very, very welcome. And I wish you the best for your journey with us, with Davines. Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Great. Anybody else like to, I don't know, I'd like to share something? Please feel free. Absolutely. We're here in a very open conversation. Okay. And I'm going to provide you a few examples. Basically what I was saying is that before going through some more practical examples, what I want to say, I've been through up period, low period, happy period, unhappy period in life and in career, either difficult period as a manager, as an owner or co-owner of two different salons, and happier period. What I learned from all of these experience, and also afterwards, when I was already teaching from hair to business classes, it's the understanding that people will, as you were saying, commission is important because they allow you to earn more money. Or at least to get rewards if you do better, or less if you do not that much good. However, what is also important, it is to create an environment where people are stimulated and feels supported, feels they have the resources to succeed, right? Feels they have leaders which are not only measuring and controlling, but they providing what is needed to succeed, okay? Basically, it's a matter of setting up people to succeed. And to me, this is a really important experience that I learned. And guys, there are different beliefs that somebody thinks that, you do more, you get more, and so on. Yes, it's true. However, it is up to us to spark. Sometimes there are people, they even don't know what is the talent they have and what is the potential they have, and they really need help to find it out. So it's really depending the type of model, the type of leader model, the type of leader teacher you want to be, we want to be for other people. Okay, so basically what I'm going to talk here, it is first of all, we're going to talk about the first, the big four, which is a path. Oh, see, there is a mistake in the animation. Sorry, guys, it doesn't matter. Basically, here's the point. There are four, this is what we call the big four. So which means before creating a system of incentive, right? We need to understand that people will give you the most of them out. You know, they will give you 110% instead 90% if they are in a situation where we put in place process of development, you know, process program for developing them, and also coaching program. I mean, I'm just starting to do haircuts, right? I don't know, I'm just making some example. What I need to know is, okay, what is the path for me? Is there anything, any resource for me where I can learn things? And is there any time where I'm gonna receive some coaching related, or I'm there abandoned and I'm requested to achieve objectives, right? So because if I'm requested to achieve objectives, my feeling, my motivation is not going to be the same that I have when I got the feeling to be part of something, that there is help in my development and I got coaching right away. Then there should be, we need to be able to create a succession and talent planning. You know, what is the goal? I mean, I remember when I owned the salon, I was literally, this was my philosophy, guys, and which it doesn't mean that is good for you, and or you like it, or you might be agree, or you might be against. Again, I mean, it's not right or wrong. It's a sharing of experience here. And I always thought that my growth was in terms of business, you know, in terms of salons and business, was basically proportionate to the capacity of making other people growing and succeed. Because the more what I've learned is that the more I support other people, the more other people will support myself. So for sure, sometimes you got something that goes wrong in this process, you know, what we call the black sheep or whatever. So, but it doesn't mean, I mean, I didn't change my mind, even though sometimes I've been unsuccessful with some people, you know. So the point is, the more I literally help other people to see how to, there is a process, there is a procedure for getting, you know, different steps. They start to, you know, this becomes a place where people, they want to join and they want to work because they know they're going to get the right support to succeed in what they do. So the third point is important, is the fact that it's a matter of creating assessment and feedback moment. You know, guys, you know, people, you know, being accountable, it's something that is absolutely make ourselves first accountable, and asking to the other people to be accountable is what is important to measure the business. As I started with the first two slides, was just recapping quickly the last week class where we spoke about evaluation and assessment. So basically, assessment means, you know, literally, you know, assessing the performance of the individuals, and being accountable and providing the right feedback, the right coaching helps your team to understand and to grow. And last and not least, what is important to also to have is a performance management. Means, okay, if based on the excuse me, based on the result we have, what are the action to do? You know, we need to also have ideas of how to proceed, what to change, what to redesign, and so on. Okay, is it clear up here, guys? Just let me understand if I'm clear enough. If you have any question, please, I will be really happy if you stay connected and you shout something.
So far, so good over here.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, based on what I was saying, so which is a continuation, is the fact that what is the path, how to create it. Okay, let's try to think about that. You have somebody in your team that has to grow, and actually I do believe that in these particular moments, which are post-pandemic, let's say, well, phase 2, where business are basically reopening in the next week or weeks, so according to the country where you live. But the point is, guys, when I started to be a consultant, I was literally opening 2 or 3 salon doors every day, consulting about color, consulting about product knowledge, and so on. And one of the things that I was observing is quite often inside of hair salon, there is not a specific, defined goal for the people. We are expecting, business owners, sometimes they're expecting that the employee, they will learn things just by watching, and learn things, but just because they remember, oh, back in time when I started, I don't know your age, guys, but I'm 49, okay? I remember heard these things many times. When I started myself, I was learning by watching people. Yes, okay, but we are not anymore at that moment. The generation are changed. We have millennials, and actually now we have even younger, the Z generation, which is the ones late 90s and the first decade of the second thousand. So which they really need, these people, they really need a clear defined goal. We cannot pretend that they are setting goals by themselves. Help them to get defined goals. Help them to understand that you guys provide, put in place a measurable system, which is what we really need. We need, oh, sorry, this is the previous one, this one. This is what we absolutely need. A system which is based on criteria to be measured, and that helps the employee or the teammate. It helps the teammate to understand where he is at the moment and what action that can be done to reach the goal. Okay, this is really important. It helps to break down the distance between A to B, basically. Sometimes we set goals and we think that by setting the goals is enough. No, just think about maybe setting the goals that move from A to B. You probably need to have evaluation in between, evaluation and assessment in between, which help you out to literally, to literally break down the difficulty in a smaller bite. Okay, then notions of increased status, often happens if you read many, there are so many how do you say, resources to be read about motivational things. And oops, sorry guys, I need to go back. It wasn't my intent to go. Give me a second. Here we go. If you read about the motivation, and you will see that experts about leadership again and again. Sorry, expert about leadership and motivational in the industry. It doesn't matter if it's a beauty industry, but people, workers in general, as often it's a matter of lack of notion or recognition. If you get somebody who is doing well and make sure that they know they're doing well, make sure that you recognize the steps they made, make sure that you are really evaluating them, giving to them the right rewards, right? Basically, the right recognition, which is recognition, it doesn't mean that has to be physical recognition, right? I'm not talking about money. The recognition is a matter of being recognized for this, the achievement, the improvement, and so on. Then, of course, we must also have prices. We also need to think about what is the meaningful rewards for achieving the goal, and that is can be quite different depending. It could be related to the person, it could be related to money, it could be related to experience. I mean, it can be different things. But this is something that is really important. These 4 points, which are basically providing us a path, a walking path. And it's not only helping us to help other people, but it's helping other people to stay in our path. So which is at the end is helping us, right? So this is, to me, is a crucial point, okay? So now, I hope that these quick, because listen, guys, we have an hour, and an hour is literally flying away to talk. And as soon you start to talk and share some experience, some knowledge, some content, and so on, it's almost gone. We would love to get definitely much more time, and also a little bit more sharing, bi-directional sharing. But it is the introduction that I wanted to have before starting to think about the numbers, start to think about how to create an incentive program. And now when we talk about incentive program, we have, I did realize here, I did created here a chart, as you can see, okay? This chart is basically, this chart is basically providing us an example, a very, very basic example of, for example, providing commissions to the stylist, right? So, and also it's probably giving to us an idea, a better idea of how much opportunity there is there outside by having a good retail system in action, okay? So basically, as you can see, we do have, just give me a second, we do have here the number of pieces, products sold every day. We can put out for each stylist, okay? I just made an example 1 to 5. It can be even more, absolutely, yes. And I just gave a price here, an average price about the retail products. But it's imaginary price, guys. It's not a realistic one. I just filled the chart just to have a base for our discussion, okay? So basically, this is a simple way to create an incentive, to create an incentive for your staff. So basically, if the stylist is selling one product a day, the daily income is going to be 23 euro or $23. Doesn't matter, you change with your local currency, which doesn't mean that every week is going to be, if he's working 5 days a week, is 115 euros, which is in a month is 460, which is in a year it's 5,500. Now, then it depends how many stylists do you have, right? So because the more stylists you have, and the more income you're gonna get. If you have 5 stylists that they sell 5 products a day, at the end of the year, you got 138,000 euro or dollar, right? Which is a quite good amount. Now, the simple, very simple, I would say practical way to create an incentive is simply decide, okay, I'm gonna give you 10%. If you sell 1 per day, but I'm gonna give you maybe 11% or 12% if you sell 2 twice a day, two product every day. If you sell 44 products a day, I'm gonna give you, I don't know, maybe let's say 15%. Okay, so you basically can decide to have a progressive system in order to incentivize people, right? So which means yeah, sorry. Basically, you can have a fixed rate here, or you can have a I would say increasing percentage of yeah, sliding scale. Thank you so much. Very good. My English is still in progress. Thank you. So that is important to understand. However, this is a question for you guys. Would you consider this system, thank you, appreciate. Would you consider this system a system that works with equity or equality? And I'm going to show you again the image. It's a system that works with equality or equity. Equity, you say equity. In reality, it's like this example. It's like equality, because the point is I'm going to give, you say because you're giving to each stylist the same opportunity. Yes, it's true, but are the stylists starting from the same level? That is my question. I mean, are the stylists that you're managing all at the same level, or are different level? Are all strong at the same point, or there are different strengths? Very good, thank you. So basically, that is exactly what I'm talking about. I personally used this system back in time when I was leading my salon. However, I'm going back to this chart. You know, some people, let me give you an example, okay? If I'm very still quite little, maybe shy, not yet at the same level of other people, and at the end of the month, okay, because I don't know, maybe I'm I'm not gonna get these 5,000, okay? I'm going to pretend to cancel this, okay? To cancel this, good. And I'm writing beside of that another number, like let's say 3,000. Okay, at the end of the year, I made 3,000 from retail. Okay. Now this means that this will affect that. Okay, and it's gonna get 30 euro. Okay, so basically, because I'm trying to overcome my fears, to learn how do you think. So my effort is quite big, and at the end of the month, I take a 30 euro, which is enough to get a pizza. How do you feel I'm feeling? What do you feel is my feeling? What do you think is going to be my satisfaction? A good satisfaction or exactly. So that is the point. If I'm at the end of a few months, I'm gonna get 20, 30 bucks, and in my heart, I'm really fighting to get a better result. The point is, the next month, I will not fight for that little improvement and the little commission, because it's too much the effort to get almost nothing, okay? So this is a system that can work. Yeah, you're right. Depends on the individual. Millennials are questionable. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that one is correct or not. I'm just simply saying we need to understand when we create incentives, how to build them, okay, and how to keep the motivation of the people high, okay. So I'm going to show you something more. Now, the next example here, for example, the next example here is providing us another story. For example, here we have 3 names, as you can see on the left corner, on the left column here. So we have Mary, Frank, and Lucy, okay? Mary, Frank, and Lucy, they generate monthly. And again, numbers here are hypothetical, are random field, don't worry about the reality, okay? Mary is producing 3,200 a month, Frank 2,700 a month, and Lucy 4,800 a month. And this is the total amount between coming from services plus retail. Now, retail is 385 for Mary, it's 280 for Frank, and is 310 for Lucy. Now, here we go. If we go to calculate how much is the percentage of retail on top of the total generated here, we will definitely see that we do have basically 385 on top 32. What we get is 12%. In this case, we have 10.4, 10.4, and in this case we have 6.5. Okay, so now, which is good or not? Again, guys, here I'm not pretending to say it's good or not. It's simply an example to create to debating. Okay, now let's pretend that by knowing information of your local market, okay, the average retail percentage, it's 5%. Okay, so basically I'm going to take this as a benchmark, minimum standard benchmark. So if you want to get rewarded, you need to give me more. Do you need to go up to that? Or you can go, I don't know, you can set instead of 5, 4. This is up to you how much difficult you want to create and set objective. Okay, clear, guys? Give me a shout. Is it clear up to here?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay,
Yep.
good. Now, so basically, the 5%, it would be basically 5% on the total 3,200, it would be 160 euro. As it would be 135 euro, and it would be 240 euro. Good. Now, so basically these guys here, they made something more because that is what they made, right? And this was the entry level, the minimum objective. So the difference, right? This one, the difference between these two numbers is what is reported here. Okay. So basically, Mary, she's gonna get, I can decide the 10%, 15%, again, this is up to you. But Mary, she's gonna have 10% on top of the extra above the entry level. As Frank, as per Lucy. So basically these guys, they're gonna get, I mean, again, here, this system is another system which is related to equality, okay? Equality. Now, is it clear now here? I mean, guys, we can spend a full day just creating examples and hypotheses of how to intermix a system of incentive. And most of the time, it's important to have a complexity, not only one system. However, in the time we have, I'm going to show you another one. And I'm going to give you an example. Oh, okay, you don't understand the, thank you, Betcha. So the 5%, let me cancel all these 5%. Okay, this is, for example, these 5%, if I stay in Italy, so I give you an example of my local market, 5%, more or less 6% is the average percentage of retail, of incomes from retail on top of the total income. So basically, if today I got one client, I served one client, and in my pocket I got 100 euro because 80 euro were for, I don't know, haircut and blow drying, and 20 euro were from shampoo that I sold retail product. So basically on top of 100 euro, 100 euro is what I got in a day, right? And 20 were a product, a retail product home care treatment. So basically 20% is my percentage of retail, right? So I'm sure that you can get this information from your industry in your local market. You're gonna get for sure a percentage, a benchmark percentage, which is, it can be, it is different market by market. US used to have a higher retail percentage than Europe, but this is simply a benchmark that you need to set. Is it that answer clarify your doubt or question? Bechkenka? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for getting back to me. So that is has to be related to your market. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you one more example. This is a little bit different story. For example, and actually can be actual, because if your guys are reopening, for you that you are living in Bahamas where the sun is always so beautiful, let's pretend, okay? Again, this is a very simple example. I'm the salon owner. I have 3 people working, okay? And but I'm just managing. I'm not doing hair. I'm just managing, okay? So I have these Frank, Mary, and Lucy working in my salon, okay? These 3 guys here, very nice guys. I love them and so on. Basically, I want to create a price campaign, okay? This is a campaign. I want to create a campaign and I'm gonna give them a prize. The prize can be a weekend, a ticket for an education class, I don't know, a small vacation, a set of tools, money price. You need to set the price. This is up to you, okay? Now, to doing that, and I was telling you before, it is more based on equity, not equality, okay? This example is equity. I want to write it here. Okay, so basically I'm going to, what's going to happen is, okay, last year, as a team, we bought some protection products and we sold 100 pieces. Clear? Which means that 21 have been sold by Frank, 35 have been sold by Mary, 44 have been sold by Lucy, which is also Frank sold 21%, Mary 35, and Lucy 44. However, these 3 guys here, they are not at the same level. Okay, Lucy, she's let's say a senior stylist. Mary, she's midway, and Frank is the first level. Okay, so skills-wise, in terms of maturity, they are different. Now, I want to make sure that everyone can have the same opportunity to win the prize. So what I'm gonna do is, okay, if last year I sold 100 pieces, I'm going to increase. This year I want to do more. I'm going to increase my objective from 100 to 120. So 120 is the new objective. Okay, now, if I respect the same proportion here, guys, same proportion here, okay, basically this, and this, okay? If I respect that, I then need to recalculate the objective they have, which is 20, which is going to be 25, 42, and 52, right? So basically, Frank is going to increase, Mary, she's going to increase, Lucy, she's going to increase. Is it clear till now, guys? Good, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, but of course, my objective, it is to sell all the products, of course. I'm a businessman, so I want to sell everything. But however, as usually in the business, we do have a break even, which is the the level below the level I will lose money, above that level I will start to earn the money. So based on the calculation of marginality of the product, I've seen that if I sell 60%, guys, if I sell 60% of these 120 pieces, I'm gonna earn some money. So 60% of 120 pieces is equal 90. So it means 90 pieces. Oh no, sorry, don't. This is wrong. So 60% of the pieces is what is the break even. However, I'm not going to use the break even. I want to make sure I make some money. So I'm going to set as a entry level 75%, which 75% of 120 guys is basically giving to me the objective of selling 90 piece, which again, 90 piece distributed to the 3 people here, to the 3 guys here, is going to be 39 for Lucy, 31 for Mary, and 18, 19 for Frank. Follow me with these point, guys. Still clear up to here, guys. Still clear. Help me out. It's still clear. Good. Thank you. Now, this is the new objective, right? So basically, this is the entry level for Frank. This is the entry level for Mary, and this is the entry level for Lucy. Now, the price that I decided is, a weekend education, okay? It's not only, it's a education weekend somewhere, I don't know. Okay, so basically I'm taking care of the expenses, either tickets and fees and traveling, you know? So basically, this is the winner of this campaign is gonna get a weekend of education somewhere. Now, what's next? So basically, as an end result, at the end of the campaign, Frank got 32 products sold. Mary, she got 34, and Lucy, she did 50. So basically, it's very good because everyone made more than last year. Okay, everyone, no, except Mary actually a bit, but they are in general, they made more than last year. Clear? Now, the point is, if we watch this in a equality system, Mary should be the winner. Mary should be, no, sorry, Lucy should be the winner because she got 50 products, and the other 2 guys, 34 and 32. However, here is not the way we want to calculate, because the calculation has to be this one. So what is the difference between this number and this number? As an end result, Frank made 13 products above his history, his standard. Mary, she did only 2 products above her standard. Lucy, she did 10 products above her standard. So even though Mary, she sold more product, exactly, Frank, it goes in vacation because he made a bigger effort. And guys, I promise you that this system will create it has to be associated to the, to the all the things that I was sharing before, right? To have all these things in place, right? And we need to have the path in place in order to provide the right motivation. But this one that I just showed to you guys, it helps to gain self-esteem in an incredible way. It helps to gain secureness. It helps also to don't take, it helps to avoid that Lucy and Mary, they take for granted they are the best ever. So they literally generate a very positive and pro-positive system that it will help you out to, to raise not only the skills of the people, but the motivation of the people. So basically, even though Frank is, it was the lower one before, at the end of this campaign, is the one he made the most harder growth. And so he's the one is going in vacation. Yes. Okay. Does make sense for you guys? Does make sense? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now, guys, as I was saying, an hour is literally, and I tell you, if you like this model, I would love to have much more time because we can create together with a very good creativity, because numbers are not so boring. Numbers are beautiful and creative if you know how to create leverages and create a motivational environment. So I would love to have you guys again in class and have more time to learn from each other. If you did enjoy this hour together, please let me know on Facebook, on Instagram. Just let us know. We are here to support you guys. And one of the things that I really like to say is, first of all, thank you so much for taking this time out and to take this time to invest in your own growth, right? And but also don't miss out the next programs. Actually, later on today we have Brian. Brian is doing a reopening service, quick tips and tricks. There is Anna Kervik, which is the queen of the braids. If you want to get some ideas, beautiful ideas, she has a wonderful taste. And then tomorrow we have Gianluca, part of the Davines artistic team, sharing something with the razor and scissor combination. Ashley doing some color, inspirational color application. I will repeat this class again live on Friday morning. And then we have 2 classes with Roch Lemay, which is a fantastic colorist and, mixology of blondes. And then we have James Abualba, pure cutting on Friday too. So guys, don't miss out these opportunity. They are there for you. We are here for you. I did enjoy to spend this hour with you guys, even though, as you say, get a little bit longer. So I appreciate your patience. If you have any question, please shout me out now, because I need to release the platform to the next person. Or otherwise, I send my love. I wish you all the best and good continuation of your day. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.